And we are live. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Crystal from Rosie's Closet. And today we're just going to talk about autism and other disabilities. It's just me today, so if anyone wants to join in or to join me in the on screen, I will put the link. So we'll just kind of wait here for a few minutes for some people to filter in, see if anybody wants to join me. And I'm going to pull up some links on my other screen that I can share with you today. Let's see. Hopefully my typing is not like crazy loud. But I have a few pretty cool things that I wanted to share with you guys. Oh, I'm sleepy today. Sleepy, and I definitely need more coffee. Hi, Buying Space. How are you? Have I seen you before, Buying Space? I don't recognize your screen name. I could be wrong. I don't remember names typically. I have a hard time with that. Oh, Myra, hi. Yeah, I was like, I'm so bad with names. I can remember people's faces forever, but I have a hard time remembering names for some reason. So I try to write them down. Hi, Tommy. How are you? I try to write people's names down so that I don't forget, but yes, I'm very forgetful. My husband always tells me, did you put it on the list? Did you make a list? Put it on the list. Like, he's constantly reminding me that I need to write it down because I will forget. I think it's just I've got so much stuff going on that if it's not like on a list or on my phone to remind me, I forget. Your daughter is Aspie. Oh, that's awesome. Your name is Tommy. If you want to write it down. Okay, I'm going to put it on my list right now. How could I forget Tommy? You didn't have to take that message back. I read it. It's okay. You said your daughter is an Aspie. Aspie, for those of you that don't know, is Asperger's syndrome, but just slightly different from autism. Those are two different diagnoses. Why are you laughing, Tommy? So your name is now permanently on my list. On the naughty list. I'm waiting for a few more people to pop in here, and then I'll share my screens with you of a few things that I wanted to show you guys. I'm excited about this new clothing line from Tommy Hilfiger, and I wanted to share that. So what are you guys up to this morning? Are you working on anything? I haven't started doing anything this morning. I made breakfast. That was about it. And not even for myself. I made breakfast for my son, and then this is my breakfast. Coffee. Oh, so it is cold over here today. You're not as bad as you seem. Yeah, I don't think so, Tommy. You can pretend, but no. I know your horns are holding up that halo. So it's a little chilly over here today. Well, I shouldn't say that because typically it's way colder here in January than it has been this month. We're in the 50s, but it's really windy, and it's been getting like in the 30s at night, but it's usually a lot colder than that here. But I'm freezing for some reason today. I'm cold. Yes, that is true. Asperger's syndrome. Let me see. How do I... See, I have my my chat popped out on YouTube, and then I'm looking at the StreamYard chat, and oh, now it showed up. Okay, so I'm going to put that down there. So Buying Spaces, or Myra, sorry, she says Asperger's syndrome technically no longer exists. They removed it from the DSMV in 2012. That DX is now autism spectrum disorder. Yes, it is. However, it is a little bit different than autism. When my son received his diagnosis, Asperger's syndrome was no longer, they removed it. So he was diagnosed autistic. However, he would technically be considered an Aspie as well. Hey, Las Vegas, how are you? It's really windy over there? Yeah, it's pretty windy here too. Did you get any sprinkles yesterday? So it was raining a little bit up north, I believe. We didn't get any over here, but I see the clouds rolling in, and I see it's kind of raining in different spots across the valley. Tommy keeps disappointing me. I hope they can turn it around. They brought out the archive collection, which was the original 7 pieces that made them famous. I was excited. They tanked. Oops. And Tommy popped in. Hey, Tommy from the Bargain Effect. How are you doing? Good afternoon to you, too. It is still morning here, but good afternoon to you. It hasn't rained over there, but your palm trees could use it. Yeah, don't worry. They won't die. They don't need that much rain to survive. It's like palm trees survive in California. It hardly ever rains over there, too. It's always beautiful and 75 degrees in Cali. Okay, well, I guess I'll just go ahead then, since, okay, so today I wanted to talk about, wait, how do I take this banner back off now? There we go. So I wanted to talk about adaptive clothing. This is so cool. Let me pull it up so I can share with you some cool stuff. So we went to an event. They call it the A Games here in Las Vegas, and it's kind of like our version of the Special Olympics. I got hiccups, excuse me. It was kind of like our version of the Special Olympics. And there is a nonprofit organization that puts it on over here, and there's a lot of companies that participate. And Zappos is their biggest contributor. And this is where I found out about adaptive clothing, because I just never thought it was a thing. I had always thought like, oh, that would be so amazing if we could find something that is like magnetic, or that has no tags, or that has no seams in it. I've always thought about those things for my son, but I've never thought that there was actually clothing out there that you could buy for that specific purpose. But there is. Let me see if I can share my screen with you so you can see this. So this is Zappos, and they have adaptive clothing and shoes. And what I really love about their shoes, let's see if I can find them on here. I should have pulled this up previously, but let's see, where do they have their shoes? You all shoe, oh, duh, right there. Duh. It's right in front of my face. Okay, so they have a whole line of adaptive shoes. And yeah, go away. And what's really cool about the shoes is a lot of them don't have laces. They just have like the Velcro straps. Hi, Colleen. How are you? You're with Myra. How do I pronounce your name? I'm going to totally butcher it. So can I just say LaForge? I'm not sure how to pronounce the first part of your name. But welcome. Thank you for being here. Yeah, so these are really cool adaptive shoes. So there's a lot of shoes that just have Velcro straps. A lot of shoes that, like, check out these Nikes, for example. So what's so cool about these adaptive shoes is that they're very stylish. They're on trend. You know, they don't look a whole lot different from what you would get in a regular Nike shoe, which I think is so cool because kids, you know, going to school is hard enough for them already because I'm sure they're bullied or teased or whatever for disabilities. And they don't need to be teased also for having, you know, different shoes. So these Nikes, for example, look, they have these like zippers in the back. And it just makes it easier for them to get them on and off, which is so cool. See, the whole thing just opens up like that. That's awesome. So there's a lot of kids that have, you know, a disability where they can't tie their shoes, or maybe there's something wrong with their foot or the way that they walk to where they would have to unzip their shoe like that to put it on. So that's pretty neat. And they have a whole line of shoes and clothing like that at Zappos. So I love that, and I wanted to share that with you guys. But also, Tommy Hilfiger just released this. This came out last year, I believe, their clothing line, and this is so cool. So they have some really neat clothing for people in wheelchairs, for people that can't, that don't have like the manual dexterity to use buttons and zippers and things like that. So a lot of their clothing is magnetic. Like you really wouldn't be able to tell. I mean, check out this puffer jacket, for example. I like it because it is very, you know, it's on trend. It's super popular, a puffer jacket like that, especially by Tommy. But you wouldn't even be able to notice that this doesn't have a zipper in it. Let me see if it shows you the other pictures. Yeah, there you could see at the top it's Velcro. And then if you can see the next section down right there is a magnet. So magnets run all the way down to open and close this jacket. See how cool that is? I love that. That's awesome. And they also have like button-down shirts that are done this way. So they still look like button-down shirts. Let's see if I can find one. Like this one, for example. They still look like button-down shirts, so they don't look any different, except that behind the buttons are magnets. It's very cool. So yeah, this just looks like a typical shirt. It looks like there is a button there at the top. And then you can see that the rest are magnets there. That's pretty cool. I love that. And then they have what they call a one-handed zipper. Let's see if I can find one of those really quick here. There was one on a jacket that my son actually wanted. Let's see if I can find it. It's really neat because it has a zipper and it looks, you know, just like a normal coat. However, it's a one-handed zipper, which I never even knew existed until I learned about this Tommy line. Let's see if this is a one-handed zipper. Velcro and oh no, this is a wheelchair jacket. So zips up the front and opens in the back. So see that? That's cool. So it's easy to put on and then you can just Velcro it in the back. My phone keeps distracting me. Let's see. I wanted to show you that one-handed zipper. I wish I would have had more time this morning and pull all this stuff up before we started. But I'm lazy and I didn't want to get out of bed. Okay, well, I don't know. I'll just tell you about it. So a one-handed zipper, it has like a little magnet at the bottom where you would usually slide the zipper together and then be able to pull it up. Well, it has a little magnet and the magnet will automatically put it into place at the bottom. And you don't even need to hold the bottom to zip it. It just easily zips all the way up. And you just need one hand. Just click it to the magnet and then zip it. That is cool. And I wish I could find it, but you know, when you get time, you can go check it out if you're interested. But another pretty neat clothing line is Target. You can find adaptive clothing at Target. They don't sell it in the stores. Just like Tommy, they don't sell it in the stores either, which was kind of an issue. And I had mentioned that when I called their customer service. I said, you know, you really should allow disabled people to purchase these clothing in your store also, because they want to go shopping and try on clothes just like anybody else. So why would you not offer this line in your store? And the only thing that the lady had to tell me on the other line was that, well, if nothing fits or, you know, you don't like it, you can just return it. We have easy returns online. That's not the point. That's not the point. And I tried to explain it to her, but I don't think she quite understood what I was trying to say. But that's not the point. The point is, yes, we have a disability. Yes, we might be different, but we want to be the same as everyone else. We want to be treated the same as everyone else. So why can I not walk into a Tommy store and try on clothing like everyone else, especially since you are adapting your clothing line to disabilities? Why would you not carry those in your store? Well, I don't quite understand that, but Target also has a line of adaptive clothing. They don't carry it in the store either, but you can order it online, and I guess if it doesn't fit or you don't like it, you can return it as well. But the adaptive clothing is not just for kids. It is for kids and adults. And they have not quite the neat features that Tommy has in a lot of their clothing, like the magnetic closures or the one-handed zippers. But they do have a lot of like clothing with larger necklines, or they have like snaps along the sleeves right here to help put it on easier. They do have wheelchair pants, so like jeans and things like that, where the pant legs are slightly longer than they would be for normal, for a normal pair of jeans. They have clothing that has seams on the outside instead of on the inside, because that can bother some people. They also have tagless clothing. So Target is doing a good job. They don't have, you know, a lot of the features that Tommy has, but they're doing a pretty good job with starting this adaptive line. So I think that's really, really pretty cool. So that's all I had for you guys today as far as, you know, what I wanted to talk about. So let's just go back to the chat and see what you guys are talking about. Let's see. Tommy's getting back on the eBay saddle. Colleen says hello. Ford says they didn't have those as a name brand when I was in school, the clothes or the shoes, either one. Yeah, I know. It's very new, and I think just more and more companies are understanding inclusion. Myra says, good point. Inclusion is almost counterculture, and that needs to change. Good for you for speaking up. Thank you. But I mean, this is our group. You know, we're all here together. It's not just my group. So any of you can speak up. And if you want to join me on screen, you're more than welcome to. Any of you can pop in. I would give you the link, and you guys can come on and share your thoughts if you'd like to. Vegas says, I wonder if the reason why they do not carry it because they are going through a vendor. That's possible too, yeah. Typical to take the order and have the vendor make the shipment. That's possible. I never thought of that. I never thought of that. That's interesting. But I may have to give Tommy a call again, Tommy Hilfiger, and hassle them a little bit more about carrying their stuff in their store. Because it would definitely be really cool to, you know, take my son down there and have him try on clothes and be able to do it himself, you know. Zip everything up, use the closures, the magnetic closures, not have to have help. So that's independence, you know, is a big thing. It's a really important thing too, especially for kids growing up into teenagers, adults. We all want to be independent. So it's important just to be able to put on your clothes. I mean, it's a big deal, you know, not to have help or to ask someone for help. Can really affect your self-esteem and change your self-esteem if you're able to do everything by yourself. So let's see here. I'm going to make you guys some moderators here in my chat. I don't have any. What does Kimmy say? If I like you, I turn you blue. Oh, Bargain Effect's in here. He's a moderator. Vegas, I know you. You'll be a moderator. Here we go. Okay. Cool. So, yeah, we still have like another half an hour and I'm out of words. Does anybody else want to pop in with me, or does anybody else have anything they want to discuss or talk about, or you're biting your nails? No, man, you're one of us. You're a local. No, it's pretty cool to see, you know, more and more locals that are here in Vegas. Are you part of, do you know Katie and Vicky? Are you part of their Boss Up, what is it, Facebook group? The Boss Up Facebook group? Make the thumbs blue. Yes, please, guys. Thank you. I'm definitely trying and working hard this year to get to 1,000 subscribers. I mean, I don't want to take the whole entire year to get to 1,000. That was my goal last year, was to get to 1,000, since I had just started YouTube last year. But I wasn't really focused on it. I was more focused on my eBay business and Etsy and other things. And so, you know, YouTube was kind of on the back burner, and I would just do videos when I felt like it. There was no like rhyme or reason to why I would post a video or do a live. And so I think that's part of why my channel just really didn't grow the way that I wanted it to. But hopefully that'll change this year. So I have more focus this year with YouTube. I know, you know, my live streaming schedule, which is only this one. I don't really care for live streams, you know, with reselling, unless it's like a working hangout type of thing. But, you know, so I'll continue my live stream with this, and then just do my regular videos, and hopefully do several per week and just make it more consistent so that my channel can grow. You're trying to get a weighted blanket for a decent price. I think, was it Kohl's? I don't know where your location is, but I think Kohl's had a weighted blanket for $40. What you want to do first is figure out the correct weight for yourself or your child, whoever you're buying it for. So you need to figure out first the correct weight, and then you can purchase the blanket, because a blanket that is too light won't be as effective, and a blanket that is too heavy could actually be dangerous, because it could literally like suffocate you. What's the page link? You'll jump right in. Are you talking about in the live stream? You want to come in the live stream? One moment, please, and I will send it to you. Your goal is also 1,000, hopefully by October. I wasn't serious either until last October, same boat. I wasn't focused on YouTube, and since I've been consistent, it's helped a lot. Yeah, that's definitely what it is consistency. The boss peeps. You're not ready. You're not ready for what? Oh, you're talking. Okay, I understand now. I was totally mixed up. So you want the link for the boss group. That's what you're talking about. Okay, I gotcha. I understand what you're talking about now. Are you on Instagram? I can get that over to you on Instagram. I don't really Facebook. The only reason I have Facebook is because Katie and Vicky. That's the only reason, because I don't Facebook. I don't like Facebook. I don't even know how to use Facebook. I could try and find the link. Okay, here we go. So I have it, but I'll send it to you on Instagram. Same username, Las Vegas Thrifts. Okay, cool. I'll find you. Because I'm on my Instagram all the time. I'm writing it on my list, Tommy. It's on my list. I don't forget. Okay. Yeah, I don't understand Facebook. It doesn't, I don't know. It just doesn't work for me. I would rather be on Instagram. Yeah, so I'll get that over to you, and then, you know, we have meetups and stuff. I still have not been able to make it to one of their meetup groups, their local meetup group. I am crossing my fingers and putting it on my list. I am making it in February. So, but, you know, I feel like I know Katie and Vicky as friends already, and we've never met up in a face-to-face situation. I mean, we've done like live streaming and things together, but I haven't actually met them face-to-face. How sad is that? So let's see, back to LaForge's question with the weighted blanket. I think it was Kohl's that had a sale on the weighted blankets. Yeah, so definitely figure out the correct size that you need for the person you're buying it for. And then, let's see, I'm just pulling up Kohl's really quick because I believe they had them for like $40. Let's see. Yeah, there is a sale on them right now at Kohl's. So I guess depending on your size. I don't see any for 40, but I see one here for 59. Or if you want to contact me on Instagram, I do have a weighted blanket in my eBay store with the lightest in a twin bed size that is cotton. Well, weighted blankets are typically sized by your weight. So, for example, when I bought my son's blanket, he was under 100 pounds. And so the size that he needed was a 7-pound blanket. Let me see. The reason you want to find the correct size for your weight is because just picking any weight is not going to help you. If you just decide, oh, I want the lightest blanket, it might not do anything for you. It might not help to calm your nerves because it's too light. If you pick the correct size, it will do more for you than just picking whatever. And again, like I said, the lightest blanket also could be, you know, depending on the manufacturer. So there could be some blankets that are 6 pounds. There could be some blankets that are 5 or 4 or 10, depending on the manufacturer. So I don't know exactly what the lightest blanket would be. But typically, you know, it's like about 10 pounds per 100 that you weigh. So, you know, if you're buying it for someone that's 100 pounds, you would probably want to get a 10-pound blanket. Hi, Destiny. How are you? I was just saying, if anyone wanted to pop in the chat, in the live stream, you're more than welcome to join me. But for a twin size bed, yeah, I would definitely have to look into that. I do have a weighted blanket that I sell in my eBay store, but I believe it's a full size, not a twin size. But, you know, just do some research online, figure out the correct weight that you need, and, you know, check out Kohl's. They do have a lot of different brands and sizes that are on sale currently. You're not feeling well. Is it because of the weather, or do you have a cold, or just some other stuff going on? Because I think over here our weather right now is kind of like in that up and down. stage where it warms up, and then all of a sudden it's going to drop back down, and then it's going to warm up again and drop back down. And this is typically when everybody gets sick. Oh, it says StreamYard is sharing my screen. Is sharing my screen? Hopefully not. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I'm looking for the weighted blanket that I have in my store. I wanted to double check the size for you because I can't remember what it is off the top of my head in my eBay store. So it's a 12-pound blanket. So that would be for a person around 120 pounds or so. Yeah, the weather keeps changing on you. I know, it's horrible when it does that. It just messes with your immune system. Oh. So Destiny, I saw you working on all kinds of t-shirts yesterday, or mugs and things like that. Where are you listing those for sale? On eBay? So I've been doing some print on demand type listings, but in my Etsy store. I had tried it on eBay previously, but it didn't really work so well for me. So I put it on Etsy. Just try it, see what happens. Oh, on eBay? Okay, cool. I'll have to check it out. Yeah, so I see Walmart here has some weighted blankets, Bed Bath & Beyond, JCPenney. It's interesting because you can pretty much get them anywhere now. Whereas before, you would either have to make it or buy it from a like a specialty type store. Tommy has a store just for prints, cups, shirts, decals. Very cool. Yeah, sure. If you want to, you can put it in the chat. It's up to you. I don't mind anybody sharing their links to their stores, Instagrams, Poshmark, whatever you want to do. You're more than welcome to share them on my channel. Because that's what we're here for, you know, right? To support each other. And I mean, this particular live stream is geared more towards autism and disabilities, but you're more than welcome to put your links in there. I don't mind. All right, guys, so I'm going to wrap it up. If you have any other questions or anything that you might want to... Thank you, Destiny. I'm going to check that out after I get off here. But yeah, definitely, if anybody wants to check out that adaptive clothing, you can just Google Tommy Adaptive or Target Adaptive, Zappos Adaptive, and you'll be able to pull up all of the clothing and shoes and everything that they have to offer. If it is something that you really are interested in or interested in purchasing for someone, you know, maybe give the store a call and let them know too, just like I've been doing, because the more and more people that reach out to these stores and letting them know, like, hey, you need to start carrying this stuff in your stores to include these people, and there's a lot, to include them and let them know, hey, you know, we want to be able to try on these clothes in your store just like anybody else. call them, let them know, or send them an email, write them a letter or something. Because the more people, maybe these companies just don't know and they don't realize. So the more people that we can, what am I trying to say? The more people to voice their opinion and to let these companies know that it's something that we're interested in, the more people that we can group together, band together, the more our voice will be heard. So it definitely does make a difference when there's more than just one voice. Yeah, they do. They make a difference. They do make a difference. And it doesn't have to be a call. It could be maybe an email to customer service, or, maybe even a handwritten letter, whatever it is. Myra says, I'm taking a no fast food February challenge. Do you eat a lot of fast food? I don't. I don't. I cook 3 meals a day at home. The rate of autism, I don't think it's accurate, because I think that there are a lot of people that have not been diagnosed correctly. And what I mean is that, autism now, we have come so far from where we were, 10, 15, 20 years ago. There are a lot of adults that have never been diagnosed. I think myself might even be one, honestly. But it doesn't matter to me now. But I don't actually know what the rate is. 1 in 55. That sounds correct, but I don't actually know what it is, and I don't want to say something and be wrong, so I don't know. A couple of times a week. You eat fast food? Well, I'm not, fast food can be okay if you're making specific choices when you go for fast food. So, not having like a triple cheeseburger or something every time you go out. Maybe, have a salad, or maybe have the cheeseburger without the bun, or maybe, I don't know, making different choices. That's all. So I don't think there's anything wrong with fast food, as long as you're just making different choices. That's all. Adam, hi Adam, how are you? Hey, don't worry, Adam. You never have to apologize for coming in late, or we all have lives outside of YouTube, so don't ever apologize. It's not necessary. The show goes on, so you don't have to apologize. But I appreciate you being here, though, Adam. Thank you. And thank you for having me on your channel yesterday. That was really awesome. It was nice to chat with you again. It's been a while since, we've done a show together on your channel, so it was nice. You got in a conversation at McDonald's. Was it a good conversation? I do like to go to McDonald's for coffee. I like McDonald's coffee. Other than that, no. But I'm not huge on fast food. I mean, every once in a while I get like this craving, for a cheeseburger or something, but I try not to eat fast food if I can. Some man was being nasty to a woman there, and I called him out. Oh, good for you. Good for you. Just, you know, make sure that you're safe and be careful when doing that. It's like people these days, you never know. You never know. You never know what their intentions are and how that nastiness can turn on you, you know, because whatever that woman did to set them off, you know, they could easily turn on you and then you could be in danger. So just be careful. But, you know, it's nice to see someone sticking up for someone else. Taking your daughter to lunch tomorrow for a mommy-daughter date. We are going to a dinner and having the all-you-can-eat salad and soup. Oh, that's nice. It's always nice to have some one-on-one time. So that's pretty good. The McGriddles are okay and around 250 calories. Okay. Yeah, my son likes those McGriddles. Those are the ones that are like pancakes. I don't count calories, I count carbs. So I can't have McGriddles. Black coffee. Yeah, I drink my coffee anyway. It'll come. If I can only get black coffee, then I'll have black coffee. But I usually put some type of creamer or cinnamon or something in my coffee. I picked up some, what is it? Fresh ground coffee from Starbucks. So I usually will buy the bag that is whole bean and then I'll have them grind it for me because I don't have a grinder here at the house, but I'll have them grind it for me. I use it so quickly that it's not going to you know, go bad or anything in a short amount of time to where I need to grind it every day. But so I just have them grind it for me, but it's called Siren's Blend. And it has this citrus note in the back of the coffee. And it's the first time I tasted it, it was really strange. But now I love it. Your mother-in-law loves the McGriddles. Yeah, my son likes those. Hazelnut creamer in your coffee. That is the one creamer I don't like, is hazelnut. Like right now I have French vanilla. That's probably my favorite. I also like caramel or what's the other one I have in the fridge? Cinnamon cream, I think is what it is. Gluten-free or casein-free diets. Yes, we have before, but that doesn't, I guess diet will change the effects of your autism if diet is the cause of your autism. Does that make sense? So if your autism has come about because of your diet or because of a food allergy, then changing your diet will benefit you. If you change your diet and your autism has a different root cause, it won't benefit you. So we have tried different types of diets and vitamins and things like that for my son and haven't seen a change. Pancakes with an egg and a couple slices of bacon. Man, you guys are making me hungry. You have to watch dairy. I've been using low-fat vanilla flavored almond milk. Okay. Yeah, the creamer that I use is non-dairy. But I can't have anything that is I can have low fat, but I can't have anything that is sugar-free or low in sugar. My body highly rejects artificial sweeteners. And I really got into a position, I think this was maybe 8 or 10 years ago now, where I was drinking a lot of Diet Coke and Coke Zero. And I started having some major health problems with my having chest pains, because I have a heart condition. So having chest pains all the time, all day long. Just my bones hurt. My whole body was aching and hurting. And I went to my cardiologist, and he's like, make a journal, write down, what are you eating? What are you going through? What are you doing during the day? And I brought it to him, and he's like, holy crap, your consumption of artificial sweeteners is off the charts. And this is what is causing your body to literally break down. So you need to cut out artificial sweeteners from your diet. And when I really started looking at labels on food, artificial sweeteners are in so many things, and they're disguised. They're really disguised. So now it's like I'll take my phone with me, and if I'm at the store and I see that it has like no calories or sugar free or something like that, you automatically know that there's an artificial sweetener in it. But there are other items that have, you know, sweeteners that are disguised as something else, even though it's an artificial sweetener. So I will look up things on my phone when I'm at the store, because I have to be very careful with the artificial sweeteners. You didn't like it either before my spleen was removed, and now I love it. That's interesting. You love hazelnut because of the nuttiness, which is why you love Dutch Brothers. Oh, okay, that's cool. I mean, everybody has their thing, you know. They have those types of products at Sprouts. Yeah, I go to Sprouts. It's a little ways from here, but when I'm out in that direction, or when I'm like doing my big grocery shopping at the beginning of the month, you know, I'll go to Sprouts and pick up things. I also pick up a lot of essential oils that I use around the house, and for my son, I buy those at Sprouts. There are other GI issues involved. So you are GF? What is GF? Sure. I don't know what that is. And reducing dairy. Hopefully CF by the summer. Oh, gluten-free and casein-free. Got you. Diet is plant-based on work days, and off days I have sushi and very little beef here and poultry. I have sciatica and arthritis in my back and hips. Since this change, I don't bloat or feel stiff. Yes, my sciatic always flares up. And I have nerve damage in my neck from a car accident. And, well, actually 2 car accidents. So I have nerve damage in my neck, and it affects everything in my body. And there are some days when it's just mainly here and like down my arm, and you know, like the function is reduced in my hand, and I get a lot of pain and stuff in the back of my arm, and like in my elbow, and my hand sometimes just cramps up, or like I'll go to grab something and I think I have a hold of it, and I end up dropping it because I really don't have a hold of it. That happens quite a lot. But you know, we try to eat pretty healthy at home. I cook a lot. We don't, you know, have a lot of fast food, and we don't go out to eat very much at all. It's a treat for us, not a, you know, not a daily thing. I absolutely love sushi, but it's not something that my husband or my son, well, I can't say that. My son really has never had it, but my husband, he's not having it. So if we go out to eat, maybe like at a Japanese restaurant or something, like a Japanese hibachi or something like that, then I can have sushi there, but we won't go specifically to a sushi restaurant because there's really nothing there that my husband would eat. And I do have to be careful with shellfish. So I have a very, very bad allergy to shellfish. So the sushi places that I go to, I really have to trust them not to have any type of cross-contamination, because you will kill me. Or I have to walk around, you know, with my EpiPen. Anything diet makes you sick. Yeah, maybe you are allergic to artificial sweeteners, Destiny, because anything that is diet or that says, it says diet, it says no sugar, sugar-free, they still have to make it sweet, and it's usually with an artificial sweetener, which is a chemical. It's a chemical that's made in a laboratory. You were drinking a lot of Arizona tea and had artificial sweeteners. Yeah. I stopped that, but I need to start drinking green tea. It helps with weight loss. Yes, it does. It helps with a lot of other things too, and it's caffeine free. Yeah, I drink a lot of green tea, peppermint tea. During the day, I drink a lot of coffee, probably way more than I really should be drinking, but I do drink a lot of coffee. And then as it gets later in the night, I switch to tea, and I drink green tea, peppermint tea. Sometimes if I'm craving something sweet at night, I'll have like a fruit flavored tea, like a berry or something. Because I try not to reach for the cakes and cookies and ice cream and stuff, so I'll have like a sweet tea. But not sweet with sugar. I mean like a berry flavored or something like that. Diets make a hell of a difference to the body. Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. You were thinking of trying essential oils? Oh, well, that's a conversation we could have in another chat, or on another day. Maybe next week we can talk about it. I have a lot of essential oils. I use them throughout my house, from cleaning to diffusing to, you know, I make my own capsules that I use, like if we get sick or something like that. We don't use antibiotics, we use essential oils. You know, I'll put them on the bottom of my son's feet, I'll put them in the bath water. So many different things that I use essential oils for, and we do not use antibiotics. Try more plant-based foods. Yes, definitely. Your diet affects everything in your body. Absolutely everything. And I really do believe that the earth has given us everything that we need to survive and that we need to heal our bodies. So, you know, for example, can't think of something off the top of my head, but, you know, like high cholesterol or something. If you have high cholesterol, eat more beets and it'll help your cholesterol. Or, you know, something like that. Like, ever since I had my son, I've been anemic. And so my body has had a hard time regenerating blood cells. So I have to really watch my iron levels. And I try not to take iron pills if I can, and I try to add it into my diet instead. So, you know, lots of very dark leafy greens. Spinach is my favorite, so I try to eat that as much as possible. One of the nurses at the hospital told me to eat cream of wheat. And I noticed by eating cream of wheat, it drastically increases my iron levels like within 24 hours. So cream of wheat is always something that I go to when I'm starting to feel really, I can feel when my iron levels are low. I start getting really tired. I get a little cranky, and I think that's just because I start feeling horrible and just really tired and lethargic. And so cream of wheat is a go-to, and definitely spinach, because that's probably my favorite dark leafy green, maybe kale, stuff like that. But you can't even have coffee because it affects my body the same way as gluten. Oh, that's interesting. Is it the caffeine, or is it the actual coffee? Maybe switching to different types of coffee. I mean, if you like coffee and you're trying to figure out a way to have it. If you really don't care, then it doesn't matter, because it's just one thing. You know, you could drink tea or something else instead. I'm not an expert at them, but I have been using them probably for about 10 years now, and decaf does the same thing. Well, decaf is not caffeine free. Decaf is just lower caffeine. So, you know, I guess you would just have to figure out what it is that's affecting you. So if you have tea, you know, like if you had a black tea also has caffeine in it. So you would see if the black tea affects you the same way as a regular coffee, because black tea does have less caffeine in it, but it still has caffeine. But then you would know if it's the actual coffee or if it is the caffeine that's affecting you. And then you could try like a green tea, which does not have caffeine, and see if that affects you. You just have to play with it, I guess, to find out, you know, what you're allergic to and what you're not allergic to. That is actually funny. Something that I was going through, and I learned that you really have to play with your diet to see what's affecting your health. I was having migraines, which I didn't know it was an actual migraine at the time. So what would happen is I would get like these little, how do I explain it? So it starts off and it just looks like there's something on your eye, you know, like a hair or something like that. And then, and this happens over just a period of like 20 minutes, to where it'll go like just a little thing on your eye to all of a sudden looking like static. And then it affects my whole entire eye, and it looks like, do you remember back in the day when you would like flipping through the channels on TV, and then you would find that one station where it was just all static and like the lines that go down like this? That's how my vision would look. So in a matter of 20 minutes, I would go from seeing perfectly fine to not seeing anything but static. And I had no idea what was going on. And this would happen, you know, maybe like once a month. And then it started happening more and more frequently, to where it was happening several times a day. And I went to the doctor, and the doctor was like, no, you need to go see your eye doctor. And I went to the eye doctor, and he said, no, it's not your eyes. It is, it's a migraine. It's called an ocular migraine. And what's happening is the nerve is being pushed on, or there's like swelling or whatever in the brain, which is what a migraine is. So it's like swelling back here, and it's pushing on that ocular nerve. And so it's making your vision blurry. So it really had nothing to do with my eyes, and the other doctor was wrong. Sent me to the eye doctor. But he said there's something that's triggering it. And he said, and if you've been having it more and more frequently recently, then it was a change that you've made recently in your diet. So I started going through, hey Pat, how are you? So I started going through my diet over those last couple of months, trying to figure out what it is that I had changed. And my mother and I had just started on a high protein, no carbs diet. And the biggest change that I had made was peanut butter. So we were adding peanut butter to like all of our smoothies. We were adding, you know, however we could get that high protein. And peanut butter is, you know, like one of the easiest ways for us to do that. So we were adding it to like our smoothies several times a day. And come to find out, I'm allergic to peanuts. Not in the sense of like an anaphylactic reaction, but it's what caused the swelling and affected my vision. So now that I figured that out, and this was like 8 or 10 years ago that I figured that out, I stopped eating peanuts, and I've had maybe one of those migraines in the entire like 10 years since I figured it out. So yeah, you're definitely right, Vegas, that your diet affects everything that's going on in your body. Which is why, Adam, I was asking you a lot of questions yesterday when it was just me and you chatting about the issues going on. It might be something in your diet that you really need to look at. Maybe make a journal and start writing down everything that you eat during the day, and just take a look at your patterns and then start changing some of those patterns, just 1 or 2 things at a time, and see how it affects your, you know, the issues that you have going on. Deathly allergic to peanuts. Yeah, I'm not deathly allergic to peanuts. I'm deathly allergic to shellfish, but peanuts trigger the migraine. Someone has a birthday this week. Who has a birthday this week? Oh, that's Pat next Thursday. All right, guys, so we've been going an hour, and I've just been rambling on and on about food allergies now and totally off topic. But yeah, so next week, let's talk more about food allergies. Let's talk more about it, how it affects your body, how it could affect autism and other disabilities. And we can talk more about essential oils and how I have used that. I don't recommend it for everyone, but you know, how we've managed to use them in our home and not use antibiotics. Food allergies and essential oils. All right, it's on the calendar. Next week, Thursday, same time, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Let's talk about that. Food allergies and essential oils. And again, if anybody wants to join me, you know, just reach out to me on Instagram. I would love to have you on my live with me, and we can talk about it together. It makes the show a lot easier when I have more than one person on. So thank you, everybody, for being here, and I will see you all next week if I don't see you sooner than that. So have a good week, and those of you that you know, are resellers, happy sales to you. And have a great weekend, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.